We are having so much fun, and we know you're going to love our next guest. His name is Tony Walker, and he is a comedy guy. Comedy cures everything. So.
Absolutely. I had cancer at the age of 32, and I do believe that the laughter and the positive attitude got me through it just as much as the medications did, which led to the comedy troupe that I run called Knockem Comedy. We do dinner theater, murder mysteries, game shows, kid shows. We're not stand-up or anything like that, just comedy shows, variety shows.
You go to restaurants and where else? Like theaters?
Restaurants, private parties, corporate events, fundraisers. Did I say fundraisers?
Fundraisers, firehouse.
Comedy shows, they're murder mysteries, they're audience participation. It's a scripted show because there's clues and hints that have to go out, but it's not a don't blink or you'll miss something. It's not Agatha Christie.
Right.
It's a comedy. It's lighthearted, but one of the characters does get killed,
right.
And then the audience has to figure out who did it and why. And if it's a private party or a corporate event, we personalize it to fit their event.
Now, do you ask the audience for help with the mysteries? Or
Yeah, they solve it.
All by themselves?
Based on what they saw during the show, we even give them a little section where they can interrogate the suspects.
Oh, that's
and,
fun.
So we'll deflect, deny, point fingers at other characters, but everybody makes the rounds throughout the whole room and talks to people.
The show is guaranteed. It's 100% guaranteed fun.
Totally.
Everywhere we go, everybody loves that show.
The audience just get so involved, and there's just such a part of the show, and that makes it even better.
Other things that you do aside from mystery.
we do game shows.
Oh, the game show, we have a podium with lights and buzzers and sounds, and it's basically
Like
a trivia game show, or it could be, again, we ad-lib with that too. So they may want a trivia game show, but if we show up and they're a loud, boisterous group and they're a lot of fun, we could ask them to do funny physical challenges or do some karaoke or whatever, or name that tune, whatever we feel like doing, and they'll be willing to do. We'll take it there.
What movie introduced the phrase, "There's no crying in baseball"?
Oh, wait.
What letter comes after A? Go ahead. B is correct!
Is there a favorite skit that you do that just still cracks you up every time you do it?
We do a lot of audience participation murder mystery shows, comedic murder mystery shows. And there's two shows. We have a mob show. We're in New York. You have to have the mob shows. And we have a redneck wedding, which is just
I have to come see that one.
You're welcome anytime. Anytime. In fact, I even brought you a shirt.
Growing up in St. Louis, Missouri, I have to say, you did?
Of course I did.
Hey!
That you will wear everywhere you go. In fact, I have a whole bunch there. I'm giving one out to everybody.
Everywhere I go. Okay.
That's right.
There you go.
Knockem Comedy.
Oh, that's great.
Can I
Knockem
pretend I'm
Comedy.
drinking something?
Excellent. Yeah, you can pretend like you're drinking something.
I'm having fun on the set.
We actually do put water in it when guests ask.
Just
we
not
do. But
this
if you
guest.
but if you don't ask ahead of time, wait. This one's full of water. You ready?
Nice.
1, 2, 3. All right. There you go.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
Had an awesome time.
All right. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
conversation with me in your head because I didn't.
No, I did. I told you.
hear any of this. This is all like completely new stuff. So weirdo. I feel like you need to move over more because things right in your face. Ten seconds.
This is Gov's Radio. Gov's Radio.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show, coming at you live from Governor's Comedy Club, the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. Thanks for joining us this morning. GovsRadio.com is the website. You can see our show there live right now.
This is Gov's Radio. Gov's Radio.
And you are watching Gov's Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple of minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent. Hi, I'm Danny.
Okay. Okay, we'll just do that for right now.
Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show, also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is brought to you by the Roslyn Social, North Shore's premier rooftop lounge. Located in the heart of Roslyn Village at 1363 Old Northern Boulevard. Give them a call, 516-801-4963, and say hi to Nick. Fantastic food, great atmosphere, just a great time all around. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is brought to you by the Roslyn Social, North Shore's premier rooftop lounge. Located in the heart of Roslyn Village at 1363 Old Northern Boulevard. Give them a call, 516-801-4963, and say hi to Nick. Fantastic food, great atmosphere, just a great time all around. The Knockem Dead Comedy.
Hey, Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business. And I hope you get hit by a bus, and
3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Day Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warm up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy off those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Voice, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony and Sallie on the Knock 'em Dead radio show. They're gonna keep knocking 'em dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie. Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Voice, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony and Sallie on the Knock 'em Dead radio show. They're gonna keep knocking 'em dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Looking out over the Atlantic Ocean. The first one takes a toke and goes, "Look at all that water, man." The other one takes a toke and says, "Yeah, and that's just the top." Hey, 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 hey! 7 p.m. Saturday night, September 25th. It's the 40th anniversary of Governor's Comedy Shop. I produced and started the shows there in September of 1981. It's the only club that's still standing from back then. It's Governor's on Division Avenue in Levittown. A big show. We're celebrating 40 years of me telling the same stupid jokes. How could you not want to come? That's 7 p.m. Saturday night, September 25th at Governor's Comedy Shop in Levittown. Call 516-731-3358. You can get tickets online. Go to jokeland.com. Jokes on the beach. She drank a beer on the beach and she got sand in her schlitz. We're telling jokes to the seagulls. Tell me there's not something wrong with me.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. How you doing? It's Friday. It is Friday, September 24th. It's Friday, baby. It's Friday. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show, coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club right here in Levittown, the legendary Governor's Comedy Club. Levittown, where you just saw the commercial, where the one and only Jackie the Joke Man Martling will be headlining tomorrow night. Right here at Governor's in Levittown, celebrating the 40th anniversary of the opening of this club, Governor's Comedy Club, right here in Levittown. So it's a special night. It's going to be a great night. So please tune in and not tune in. Please go to govs.com and make your reservations to that great show. Or you can head out to McGuire's this weekend and see the one and only Anthony Rodia. He's playing out in McGuire's this weekend, and Goomba Johnny will be with him. So lots of great stuff happening this weekend at Governor's Comedy Clubs, as well as the brokerage in Belmore. The brokerage in Belmore. Lots of great stuff happening there as well this weekend. So again, go to govs.com and check out the schedule and make some reservations to some great shows. Once again, you just saw the Jackie Martling commercial promoting tomorrow's show. Our apologies to Jackie the Joke Man. He was going to Zoom with us yesterday, and we had to cancel on him last minute. We thank you guys for your patience as well. Unfortunately, we did have to cancel yesterday. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. We've been having some issues here. As you guys, have seen, we have technical difficulties once in a while, and we have things going on, and it's not easy. It's not always easy. We're trying to build this place up. As you guys know, Sallie and I have been trying to build this up for a couple of years, and we always seem to get to a certain level, and then we have some issues, and we have to kind of bring it back up. We've made some improvements in here. We've worked hard at it, and it's just not always easy. And we wanted to address some issues that were going on in here yesterday, and it just took up a lot of my time, and I wasn't between having some meetings and dealing with some issues. I just couldn't get myself together to do the show. So our apologies to Jackie. Our apologies to you guys. And again, we thank you guys for all the support. I'd like to thank all the pages that allow us to share our show on Facebook. That's why we run opening credits for like 10 minutes, because while that's going on, I'm sitting here sharing to various, Facebook pages. Sherry's Scene is the name of a place. Billy Joel Completely Retold lets us post there every day. Long Island Comedy Scene. New Jersey Comedy Alliance, Long Island Time to Party. There's just so many. Forgive me, I know I'm missing plenty, but there's plenty of Facebook pages we share our show to. So I want to thank them for allowing us to do that. Thank you guys for your patience. Sometimes, the issues are that go on daily. We like last Friday, we had to shut our show down. And you guys keep returning and keep supporting. So we appreciate that very much. We're trying hard. We really want to turn Govs Radio into something cool. We're right here in Governors in Levittown. Again, celebrating their 40th anniversary, being the first real comedy club on Long Island. I mean, they get the biggest names in comedy in this building, right outside these doors here. So, we're trying hard to get the headliners to come in here, whether it's guest spots or doing something, a special or their own show, whatever it is. This is a special place, and this room is special. We have great shows on here. Some of them may not be headlining, but they're funny, and they're really talented and good at what they do. We have some great shows. So, and they deserve to be seen, and they deserve attention. So we're always trying to make it work somehow. We have lots of ideas. Some of them work, some of them don't. Growing pains, I guess, but we're trying hard. We're always trying hard to make something happen here. And you guys, watching all the shows, we have a good, loyal, I don't like the word fan because I don't know. We're not that big that we have fans. And plus, fan is short for fanatic. I always call them family. If you guys watch every day, I always say they're part of our family. We have a very loyal family. You guys watch almost all the shows. You see a lot of the same names watching all the shows, and it's really appreciated. Really appreciated. And we hope to make it worth it for everybody. We hope that this will become something special where it's a full-time job for some of us. And we hope, to give back once we're in a position to do so. So we're trying. And, unfortunately it meant having to cancel last minute yesterday. But I mentioned shows that are coming. As you guys know, Comedians on Hockey is coming back October 5th. So that's what, next week? Well, 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. The original Comedians on Hockey. Anthony DiDomenico, John Truson, and the one and only Chris Roach will be back here. I think they're doing it Wednesdays, Tuesdays or Wednesdays? I don't remember. Sallie has all that information. But they're coming back. There might be another old show returning. Looks like in October we're going to have another old show returning, but we'll give you more information on that once we know more. And let me tell you something. Joey Petroni grew up in Levittown, which is where I am right now. Joey Petroni grew up in Levittown, being told by his parents, school teachers, clergy, and anyone important to him to stop asking stupid questions. They all said, "You'll never amount to anything by asking stupid questions." Well, folks, those may have been bad times, but look at Joey Petroni now. Host Joey Petroni invites you, and Govs Radio invites you, to spend some good times with Joey Petroni and witness his inquisitive spirit. He does have some inquisitivity. Each show he applies with his unusual style while engaging his guest from all walks of life. Although absolutely never regarded as a role model himself, Joey has good times exchanging words with those who are truly worthy of imitation. Life's bad times can be difficult, stressful, and exhausting. So why not let Joey Petroni's off-the-wall approach give you a brief pause from the everyday lunacy? Tune in to Good Times, Bad Times with Joey Petroni twice a month, Tuesday nights at 6:30, as he promises to keep you regular with a small dose of irregular humor. Joey Petroni bringing his Good Times, Bad Times show here to Govs Radio, Tuesdays at 6:30. It'll be every other Tuesday at 6:30. I believe it's starting October 12th. I believe that's when it starts. Pretty sure that's when it starts. But I'll get back to you on that. But either way, very excited to have Joey Petroni here. He is very inquisitive, as he states here in his description. Off the wall and lunacy. That is definitely Joey Petroni. He looks like, he's going to kill you, right? With the long hair, with the biker dude look. But he's the sweetest guy. And there's something about it. If you ever seen his videos that he makes, he's freaking funny, man. There's something about his videos that just crack me up. Well, I guess the fact that they're good. So looking forward to that. Good Times, Bad Times with Joey Petroni right here on Govs Radio. Very excited about that. He's going to have great guests, a lot of fun. So looking forward to that. So let's see. I'm not seeing any comments there on the chat. Do I not have it set to the right chat? Let's see. Live chat. It's giving me top chat. I don't want that, right? Let's see. Let me look on my phone here and see what it says. I bet you I'm going to see a whole bunch of comments there. Okay. Joan says, welcome back. Thank you, Joan. Kirsten is watching. Hello, Kirsten. I believe Mickey Delaney's watching on Facebook. Thank you, pal. And as you see right below me there, please share the show on all your social media pages. Hello, Jeff Bosey. Was just talking about you a minute ago. Please share the show on all your social media places. Please subscribe to Gov's Comedy Club Radio here on YouTube. And share the channel on all your social media outlets. And share the shows, all the great shows. Share them to all over your social media platforms. Like I said, we're trying to build this up. So we appreciate all the help. And the phone number is, am I pointing in the right direction? Yes, I am. The phone number is right there if you feel like calling in. As you can see, I'm by myself today. So please call in and let's talk. Sallie is, it's just been some weird times around here. Sallie's kind of hit and miss still with the concussion. Yesterday afternoon, she ended up with a bad headache. Today, she went for another MRI on her lower back. That's why she's not here now. She had an MRI to go to. She might be finishing up right about now. So that's where Sallie is today. And there it is. The phone is ringing. Let's see who we got on the line. You're live on the Knockem Comedy Radio Show. Who's this? Hello.
Hello, I'm the virtual assistant for Mary Henderson.
Oh, good.
State agent with the economic. Hello, I'm the virtual assistant for Mary Henderson, state agent with the Economic Impact Tax Debt Modification Program.
Excellent.
The purpose of my call. Hello, I'm the virtual assistant for Mary Henderson.
Yes, I heard you.
State agent with the Economic. Hello.
Hello. All right. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Mary Henderson calling in. Thanks, Mary. So yeah, the phone lines are open, as you can see. Call in. See what we got to talk about. Let's see. What do we got today? Oh, the big news. The big news, at least here on Long Island anyway. As the New York Post states, no longer on the lam. No longer on the move. See what I did there? No longer on the move. Barney, the runaway Long Island bull, who went on the lam more than 2 months ago, was captured. Captured on the same farm where he escaped. How do you like that? This happened yesterday. The bull, who was destined to become dinner before he broke free in July on the eve of his slaughter, was lured with food to a former duck farm in a town called Mauritius, where I believe our dear friend Liz Batapete is from, on Wednesday night. And then Mike Stura, S-T-U-R-A, Story? Mike Stura, owner of the Skylands Animal Sanctuary and Rescue in Wantage, New Jersey, set up a corral and a feeder with a headlocking device to entice the bull to the farm and catch him. Wow. He then led Barney by rope into his trailer and moved him to a 232-acre New Jersey farm, where he will live out his days with other rescued animals. I feel like this is kind of like, when we were little kids and, our parents or grandparents got rid of our family dog, or the dog, they put the dog to sleep, but they couldn't tell you that because we were little. They couldn't tell us that, so they would just say, Buffy went off to a nice farm to enjoy the rest of his life with other dogs and a big family. Do you think that's what they're doing here? I think they're saying they caught him on the same farm he escaped from, and that's the farm where they were going to slaughter him and make him dinner. I have a feeling there's some people in Massac right now, a certain religious sector, enjoying a very fine lunch and dinner, because there's plenty of that. There's plenty of that bull, plenty of bull going on. So yeah, so that's so there you go. Barney the bull, no longer on the loose. And I'll tell you what they should do. This guy Mike Stura, who caught the bull, send that guy out to find Brian Laundrie. Send that guy out to find Brian Laundrie. What do you guys think? You think Sallie thinks Laundrie committed suicide somewhere? The family reported him missing, and they said he was going to some preserve not too far from the house. Now, supposedly somebody's come forward and said they think they may have seen him in that preserve. I'm calling Barney the bullshit on that one. I think Laundrie is wearing a wig and sunglasses, and he's up in Canada somewhere. That guy he's on the lam. Barney's no longer on the lam. Brian's on the lam. Brian and Barney with the lamb. Sounds like a bad 80s sitcom, like BJ and the Bear. Brian and Barney on the lam. Starring William Shatner and Paul Reiser. I did not say he committed suicide. I said he's dead somewhere. See that? She's not even here, but she gets on the comments to yell at me. Well, what do you mean? You think somebody killed him? You're right. You did say, I think he's dead somewhere. I just assumed you meant he committed suicide. Are you saying that somebody killed him and Gabby? I mean, he came home. So are you saying that somebody found him and they felt that they were doing Gabby justice by killing him? And why are you yelling at me on the comments? Just come in. Jeff Bosey sounds like a good promo. Do I have any country music on this thing? I should find some country music and do a promo for Barney and Brian on the lam. What I got here? All right. I think I've already lost the joke. All right, I'll play this instead.
Knockem and Cotty. I think I just said cock.
It's like she's right here. So there you go. Oh, so some other local news. Yeah, so Sallie thinks her family probably killed him. So you think Gabby's family found him and killed him. Nobody else can find him, but Gabby's family killed him. All right. All right. So some other Long Island news. So, yeah, we're full of Long Island news today. Joey Petroni bringing his show here. Brian and Barney. Oh, that was the other thing, right, with laundry? So now their neighbors are saying that after Brian returned from the trip, after Gabby was reported missing, they're saying that Brian and his family went loaded up the RV and went on a little vacation. William and Charlene Guthrie said they noticed the Laundrie family loading up the new camper attachment for their pickup truck. And they went on a trip for about a week in September, came back, and that's when they called the police and said, oh, Brian's gone missing. Yeah, they took that RV. See, that's weird to me because you would think if they took the RV, you'd think if that family went anywhere, you would think somebody would have been tailing them. You know, whether it's paparazzi or some undercover agents of some sort. I mean, I understand it's probably not legal, but if the paparazzi can follow these people, why can't some authorities? Especially when this family wasn't cooperating. But either way, if that's true, if the family did take off in the RV, they dropped Brian off somewhere. They dropped him off in a car, you know, they dropped him off someplace, some bunker, some underground thing. Waited 2 days, and then they got, just like Breaking Bad. They got the vacuum salesman, who had that little apartment underneath the place. And then he had like an oil truck or something, or a dump truck or something, threw Walter White into the truck, and they drove up to New Hampshire and some 5-acre compound. Lived by himself with no electricity, no internet. I mean, Brian Laundrie's what, 22, 23? He can do that for 6 months. They probably got him new ID, and he's going to live in, he's going to live in New Hampshire, or he's going to live in Canada or something under a new name. He'll go on to get married and have a regular life. Prick. Hope they get that son of a bitch. And speaking of sons of bitches, another asshole in the news, Scott Peterson. He's going to be resentenced to life in prison following his 2005 death sentence. Wow, 2005 he was sentenced? So that was... You remember Scott Peterson? He murdered his wife, what was her name, Lacey? While she was pregnant? Lacey. Lacey was 8 months pregnant when she disappeared from their California home in December 2002. Wow. Her body was found washed ashore in the San Francisco Bay in April 2003. Scott Peterson swears to this day he went on a fishing trip and says that men who were robbing the house killed her while she was walking the dog. But yeah, he was sentenced. He was sentenced to death by lethal injection, but they've, for some reason, in 2020, the Supreme Court upheld the conviction but reversed the death sentence over alleged problems with jury selection. So that's gone. The lethal injection is gone, but he's still on death row, so he's basically going to be just resentenced to life in prison without parole and no jail sentence and no death penalty. So let that be a lesson to you there, Brian Laundrie, because you're next. So other Long Island news, in a town called Hempstead, which I know well. I used to work in this town. A bus driver driving the bus, a school bus, had a busload of kids in the bus, stopped at a red light, put her head down on the steering wheel, and went to sleep. Turns out the bus driver was drunk driving while having kids in the bus. So this woman is getting all sorts of charges and sentences, and she's going to fry. I don't know. What do you guys think of that? it's sad, and of course you like to think this woman will now get some help and repair herself. But at the same time, man, you don't get a second chance with our kids. So go get healthy, but I never want to see you behind the wheel of a school bus again. So you can forgive somebody and you can give them a second chance, but yeah, I don't know. There's certain things, man, you just can't let go. I remember, speaking of school buses, when my daughter was in 4th grade, now, and I've brought it up a million times in here, my daughter is autistic. So she was in, special classes and, had the small bus and, all that stuff. And there was one day it was after school, and I would be there to get her off the bus, and I see that the bus is, it's late. I'm starting to notice the bus is late. It happens. Sometimes if it's something that's going to take a while, like the bus breaking down or something, they'll call and say, okay, the bus broke down. They're going to be a while. Maybe you can go get them, or just, or they're going to be late. Just hang tight. But there were no phone calls for this particular one. And it's getting later. I think it was around maybe 3:45, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I forget who called who. If I called another parent or the parent called me, but we were wondering, where, your kid home yet? Have you heard anything? No, I haven't heard anything. What's going on? I don't know. So we started calling other parents, and we kind of, it's a special needs class. It's not a big class, and they take every class together, and they're in every year together. So the families get to know each other after a while. So, so everybody knows each other. Everybody's calling each other up, and we're collecting information. And we realize, from everybody talking to each other, we then realized that some of the kids got dropped off, and it was actually my house was the next house that they were supposed to come to, and they didn't show up. So we're calling the school. They don't know anything. So now we're starting to get excited. This bus, some of us even went out looking, couldn't find the bus. I actually got mad at one parent because he found the bus, grabbed his kid, but didn't tell anybody. That pissed me off. But it turned out this bus was 2 hours late getting to my house. 2 hours. And those whole 2 hours, we had no idea where they were. So it turns out that the block I lived on at the time was west. Like it started with the word west. But there are other versions, like you can have West Main Street, South Main Street, North Main Street. So I'm on West. The bus was on, say, regular Main Street instead of West Main Street. And instead of trying to look around or calling for help, it just kept going up and down Main Street. But I found this out later. So, we were going to, I'll tell you, if I got my hands on that, what ended up happening was the bus company finally got a hold of the driver. It wasn't the regular driver. Our regular driver was off that day for whatever reason. But the bus company, after I think it was at least an hour or so, the bus company finally got in touch with this guy. He wasn't answering his phone or intercom or whatever the hell they had at the time. But what they did so once they got in touch with the driver, they sent somebody out to meet him who was familiar with the route. That guy gets in the bus, tells this driver where to go. Man, I was screaming. And it's one of those situations where you have thoughts that would land you in jail. I was going to murder the guy. Was furious. And the school did nothing about it. But, I wanted the guy drug tested. They wouldn't even do that. But you just don't get a second chance with the kids, man. You just don't. So you hope this bus driver gets help. And she should be thanking her lucky stars that she didn't crash or have an accident with a busload of kids. So, so there you go. So that's that. What else we got here? All right. So, excuse me. Speaking of my daughter, That's so frightening, says Kirsten. Thank you for that. Yes, it was terrifying. That and there was another time my daughter, when she was in 8th grade, I think it was 8th grade, she was in the school play. And again, autistic, very, very shy. And but she wanted to be in the school play. You know, she just had an extra part, you know, dancing and singing, but she loved it. And but yeah, it was 8th grade, and she had these the two drama teachers that were running the school play. It was their first year running it, and I'm just going to say flat out, they were not the nicest of people. I had issues with them regarding my son too, and they decided one day to end rehearsal early. Like, you know, they sent home a schedule so you knew as the parents what time to come get the kids and whatnot. They decided one day to end rehearsal early, but didn't tell anybody. So all the kids, you know, they catch a late bus, they're walking home, they're calling home for a ride, whatever. So I go up there at the regular time. And I'm walking around, and I'm looking like, where is she? And I noticed it was kind of quiet, not too many cars around. I'm like, where is everybody? I go up to the security guard, and I've seen this guy before, so I just went up to him and said, you see my daughter around? And he didn't really know her too much. He knew my face, but so he's like, he said, well, where was she? I said, drama practice, drama club, school play. And he said, oh, well, they got out like 45 minutes ago. Whoa, so 45 minutes ago. He goes, yeah, 45 minutes ago. I said, I don't have my daughter. And he seemed, you could see that he felt bad, but at the same time, you could see in his face like, she probably got a ride. Like, he didn't know she was special needs. He didn't know the circumstances. So I rush home. She's not there. My son gets in the car with me, and we're driving back and forth to and from the school, but taking different routes, hoping that we would see her walking somewhere. Couldn't find her. And we must have went back and forth maybe, it had to be at least 4 times. So I think it was more than that. And you really start to get panicked. I mean, obviously, it's your kid. And at this point, she was missing for it was over an hour at this point. And I'll never forget it, because now I remember going to the school and I see the security guard and he spots me. And that's when it clicked. He looks at me, he goes, you still haven't found her? And I went, no! And now you see the panic on him, and he knows this is a serious situation. So now he's making calls. And it's the weirdest thing, because I'm now in the school parking lot, a football game. I think it was a football game or football game had just ended. So the parking lot is starting to, there's people starting to come into the parking lot. And you're in such a panic mode that I remember every single person I made eye contact with, I thought I was making eye contact with because they were coming to tell me something. I found her. She's over there, or she's, and these people are complete strangers. They didn't know me for a hole in the wall, and they didn't have any information. They didn't know what I was doing, but that's what's going through your head. And then every single time you make eye contact, and they just lose eye contact and keep going about their day, and I'm like, son of a bitch. And eat the next one, son of a bitch. And you're freaking out, completely freaking out. And I had an apartment in my house. So luckily, the guy who lived in there was home. So before I left the house the last time, I gave him, we still had landlines back then, I gave him my cordless landline phone because, it's in the apartment, so it'll still work. The landline will still work on his side of the house. So I said, here's my phone. Please, anybody calls, find out who they are, what they want, and then call my cell. So I'm in the parking lot. My son is crying. My son was probably 10 or 11. He's completely panicked. He's crying. Finally, so it was an hour and a half, actually like an hour 35 to be exact. And my cell phone rings, and it's my buddy who rents the apartment. And he goes, I heard some noise in the house. He goes, so I ran in, took a look, and it was your daughter. He goes, so I poured her a glass of soda. She's just hanging out drinking some soda. It's like, holy shit. Go home. And so I went to her. So what happened? Because she's autistic, because she didn't know anybody in the school play, she didn't have the nerve to ask anybody for her phone. She did go up to one girl who was on her phone. She was going to ask to borrow it. No, she did ask to borrow it, which for my daughter at that time was a lot. Even now, she's very shy, so that was a lot for her to even ask this girl, and the girl told her no. She went to the security guard. The security guard was on his phone, so she couldn't get his attention, so she gave up. The one way I didn't think to look, which was a real long way, she basically went on the outskirts of Wantaw, into Seaford, back into Wantaw to get home. And that was basically the only way I didn't check, because I didn't think of it. I didn't even know she knew that way home, but that was the way she went. She had to cross a couple of main roads. It was weird. You're like surprised that she knew that way and almost kind of proud that she knew that way, but at the same time, like, shit, I wish she didn't know that way. She could have went this other way, And then the next day, I got her a cell phone. Joan, how were the kids on the school bus, on the driver's bus? They were freaking out. My daughter included. She knew the way. She knew exactly where these guys were. But again, they're special needs. They're not. Some of them aren't verbal, or they're just too scared. My daughter knew exactly where these guys were, where they should have been, but just didn't have the courage. Couldn't get the nerve up to speak up. So so she never said anything to these guys. So meanwhile, you got at least half a bus full of special needs kids. Some of them freaking out. Yeah, it was bad. I had a bad argument with the superintendent the next day. I'll never forget it. He said flat out, "I don't know what you want me to do about this." I knew there was one lady that went in. She went in the next morning and actually flipped the desk, which was awesome. I wish I was there to see it. So crazy stuff. But speaking of my daughter, sorry going on and on about my daughter, but I don't know what else to talk about. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that my daughter got a job. Now, again, special needs, autistic. It's kind of cool. She's never had a job. She's going to be 23 in March. She goes to a day hab, and they do some cool stuff. She's high functioning enough that she doesn't need to be in an arts and crafts classroom all day, or making tie-dye T-shirts. She's high functioning enough that she can handle some cool, some important things. And this day hab is nice because they, pre-COVID anyway, they would go to old folks' homes and keep, the residents comfortable, company. They would go to places like Meals on Wheels and help out, and other charitable organizations. And so they did some cool stuff, which I thought was perfect. I didn't want her working full time. I don't think she'd be able to handle the stress of it. Socially, she'd be by herself all day because, none of the typical people are going to, have lunch with her. I just didn't want to do that. So I thought, going to a day hab where they just do some important things. I thought that was good enough for her. Hello, Andrew Fremder. But I did tell you guys a couple weeks ago that she got a job. I'm the president of the Nassau County Police Athletic League Special Needs Unit. We were the first PAL in the country to have a special needs division so that, the special needs population can play sports. The special needs, community, no matter where you live, they have the same desires and want to do the same things that everybody else want to do. They want to go to concerts. They want to play sports. They want to watch the same TV shows. They want to hang out with their friends. They really do have the same, abilities and the same desires, especially the high functioning guys like my daughter. And she has expressed interest in getting a job at some point. So, I was discussing that with her, with the companies that handle her services and her day hab and, trying to figure something out. Kirsten says that's great for her. I must have not watched the show that day. Well, yeah, I mentioned it quickly because I was excited about it. It came up very sudden. I mentioned the PAL because where we have a lot of our sports programs, they have a concession stand. And I had contacted some of the people there before. Say, look, my daughter's looking for a job. She likes to work in sports. Can she help out at this rec center? Maybe set up, the volleyball tent, maybe hit the button to raise or lower the basketball nets, hand out water to the athletes, whatever, something. And they couldn't really figure anything out at the time. They did get her a gig where she was just kind of like assisting for a third grade boys and girls basketball team that had a basketball program once a week there. It wasn't a paid thing, but it was fine. To me, it was a nice way to get her feet wet and get a little experience under her belt. And it went well, but it was, it was last spring, and then ended for the summer. But then a couple weeks ago, I mentioned where the PAL called me up. The concession stand at this rec center had been closed. The rec center itself was closed during COVID. But then when it reopened, they didn't have the concession stand open. They just had the programs again, but, they didn't have concessions. They didn't want to have that people exchanging things and possibly getting sick. So 2 weeks ago, it was a Wednesday. They called me up and they said, we're going to open the concession stand again. Would your daughter be interested in working in it once a week, starting tomorrow? I said, holy moly. I called her up. I got a hold of my daughter because I only have her half a week. Spoke to her. She was into it. I had to get all the details. So it was, a lot of last minute stuff. She agrees to do it. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be fantastic. So we go there that Thursday. So it was 2 Thursdays ago. And we go there. And the people in the building are looking at us. I tell them who we are, what we're there for, and they're like, "That it doesn't start until September 23rd or 22nd." What's today? Today's the 24th, right? Yeah, so the 23rd. Sorry, yeah, last night. Sorry. So like, son of a bitch. We got all our things together. We, last minute running around, and it turns out it didn't start for 2 weeks. So no big deal. We left. So, but the actual day was last night. So I take her in there last night. Again, it's perfect because it's, she plays sports there. So it's a building she knows and can be comfortable in. She knows some of the guys that work there. As the PAL president, I had my own business to take care of while I was there. So I stayed there to take care of some things. She has an aide that helps her out sometimes with stuff. So she came to help her out in case she needed anything. And the guys, the guys had to train her. They know who she is. They know me. So they were really good with her. They were, they explained everything nice and slow, repeated themselves a few times to make sure she was getting it. And it went really well. She has to work a cash register. All right, I'll get back to that in a minute. We got a phone call coming in. You're live on the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show. Who's this?
I just want to make sure. Did you finish your story?
All right. That was weird. Jeff will maybe call back again. But no, I did not finish my story yet, Jeff. I was still talking about my daughter. I'm spending a lot of time talking about my daughter today. Sorry. But I'm proud and I'm excited. And I think it's a great story. Anybody out there that has a special needs kid, or if you have a BOCI, there's hope for you. There's less hope for you if you have a BOCI. But, so yeah, she did well. She had to work the cash register. I'm going to show you a picture, but BOCI's calling back. So let's see what we got. Geez, what did I say that you hung up on me?
I was trying for a part 2, or that, or I'm testing out your phones.
It works fine. Thanks for that.
I figured with every opportunity today that DJ D Love would have called in.
This is one of those days where I actually would hope he would call in. It'd be one of those days I'd actually, talk to him nice and slow and have a real conversation with him.
Wait, hold on. You got to scratch that last part with a sensible conversation. That's not happening.
True.
Probably be like, screw Jeff BOCI, screw Don Sill, screw all those other people. I'm number one. That kind of vanity that goes around.
Yeah, I probably just would have sat back because he ignores me half the time. He ignores my questions. He just goes on and on. So I could have taken a pee break and just let him take over the show for 5 minutes.
it's a beautiful day in Long Island. They caught a cow the other day. This is great.
Yep. Yeah, I mentioned that, and then I said, whoever this guy that caught the bull, they got to send this guy out to find Brian Laundrie.
Well, if you think about the timeline, if it took 2 months to find a bull.
Yeah, true. A bull that they knew where he was, no less.
Exactly. It's like he's somewhere here on Long Island, and it's a bull that has no opposable thumbs. And we're gonna be looking for Laundrie for at least a good 2 years.
Probably. You would think they would have been tailing him or something, but what do you think? Do you think he's dead, or you think he's just lambing it somewhere?
Well, I think it's easier to find, like, the dead body, follow the smell. So I mean, and his opportunity to move as much would be less. So he's still moving about where we don't know. It's like finding Waldo without the Waldo.
I like the way you say Waldo. It's kind of like very high class. Waldo.
So earlier in the show of Knockem Dead Radio, you were mentioning some old shows are coming back. I mean, I don't know. There could be a possibility, maybe, of some people that that used to be there. I mean, I'm not going to name names today because I don't want to, get people's hopes up, and but there might be like some old people that might be returning in October.
And old being the key word in that sentence.
Yeah, well, at least one of them is old and the other one is good looking. I'll let you pick one of the latter.
Yeah, there's definitely a debate for that one. But I'm with you. We can't name names yet, but and we're not talking. I mean, we're also talking about DiDomenico and Truson and Roach, but I think there might be another old show following suit on that, which I'm very excited about. By the way, I'm thrilled to say that. So
I'm just really glad I get to have personal conversations with you every Wednesday to discuss about some of these old shows that might be coming back, and then at the forefront of leaving the evening, that you get to have a little ass play.
I was going to mention that. That's actually on my list of things to talk about today. So, all right. Well, and I will say, in all seriousness, I'm really enjoying you being there with Knockem Dead Comedy. I'm freaking so psyched up for your debut with us, and I hope it won't be your last. I'm really enjoying it. It's fun, and then like you said, it's fun to hang out and bullshit after. And I'm really looking forward to it. And so if you wanna, would you like to talk about what happened to you, or was this a traumatic experience the other night, or?
Well, the most traumatic part about it was when I received a text the next day from our good friend, and this is the first time I get a text like this, and I hope it's the last. The text that next morning is, "How's your ass feeling today?"
You don't get those texts every Sunday morning?
I used to, and then I found a little dignity that, I didn't need the extra $20. And it saved on talks with my wife about why I'm gone on Sundays to play with the old anal canoe.
The anal canoe.
Well, think about it, Tony. I mean, come on,
I'd rather not. I'd rather not.
All those times those guys at the lead of the boat, stroke.
And that pretty much sums it up. A bunch of guys yelling that together. Yeah.
Yes. All lined up, all in one motion. Ooh.
So what we're talking about here is, Jeff is making his Knockem Dead Comedy debut on October 16th. I did post the information on our website, so you can. So if you want to get tickets, the information's there on knockemdeadcomedy.com. So we rehearse every Wednesday night And we were there this week at our old friend Eric Shevlin's house. That's where we rehearse. And Eric has it's not a German Shepherd. It's a
horse.
It's
a fucking horse. Okay, that you can saddle this thing up and ride into the sunset.
Well,
it's a horse with razor sharp teeth, like a shark. You know, like in Jaws when he ate the shit out of Quint, but instead he ate the shit out of my ass.
Well, right. So we're.
But moving on, you tell the story better.
Oh, okay, all right. So Jeff is coming up the stairs to leave. You know, we're leaving. The rehearsal's over, and I don't know what happened. First off, he's not a German Shepherd. He's like a calico shepherd or something like that. He's like it, and of course, like Jeff said, it's actually a bigger mix of a German Shepherd. It looks just like a German Shepherd, but actually bigger. And there's Jeff climbing up the stairs, and for whatever reason, this dog was at the top of the stairs, and this dog flipped out. I have no idea why, or Jeff, I didn't see you do anything. I don't know what it was, but but the dog starts barking. Now, Eric's wife is standing right there, and she's kind of holding the dog back a little bit. Jeff gets to the top. He makes a right. The dog was on his left, so Jeff makes a right. Boom, the dog chases him, and wham, clamps down on his left ass cheek, was it?
It was the left, and then when he wasn't able to be satisfied, he went for the right.
Oh, I didn't even see that one. Oh, wow. So
it was so quick, like the times that I'm in bed with my wife. It's so quick, I don't even realize I'm there.
Well, the dog was being nice. He's, evening it out. So, so one side isn't different than the other.
Listen, all I know is my childhood memories of Scruff, the crime dog, and he's taking a bite out of my ass.
There is a lot of crime going on in that ass.
There is, I mean, it is a crime that I don't expose it as much, and it's a crime that it doesn't get used as much by the canoe team. These things happen, and Eric's dog decided to go like, hey, let's take a chunk out of the puffy, pasty, pale white guy. Let's go for it.
And if he was looking for comedic effect there, it definitely worked, because then the big screech that happened along with it that part was funny. I have to tell you, the ouch, ouch.
Thank you for we didn't have to go that far. I mean, it's bad enough that my voice sounds the way it does, so nasally and like, hi, I'm Jeff Posey.
That was a great impression.
I know. I'm glad I'm able to imitate Jeff Posey. And then the fact that I made that squealing sound just intensifies the whole scenario of chewing the fat.
Well, all right, come on. Tell me, how bad is it?
I don't know. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Are you able to look at your own ass?
No, but I have a cell phone that I can take a picture, or I live with people that could take a look.
I'm not that kinky.
Well, maybe you should be.
It's like, hey, most people send dick pics. Let me show you my big round ass.
Well, or if you're in pain, then you would go see a doctor or something. Somebody should look at it. Are you in pain? Do you think he broke skin?
I'm not in pain if I'm able to sit here in this vehicle and bounce around all day, and that's just a Sibian. No, I mean in the truck. Sorry. That thing.
Well, all right, but maybe have Ray to take a look at it or something. Maybe he needs stitches.
I offered for Ray to look at it, and he said, no, Christina's around, and I don't have $20. So it didn't happen. So I'm just going to have to live with the mental scar of the fact that, gigantic horses with razor-sharp teeth want to take a bite out of my ass. You know what? And the sad thing is, it was weird. I didn't even have, bacon in the back or anything, to attract it. But you know what I am going to do? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to bring doggy treats. And this way, I'll make friends and peace, because I believe the saying is, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Right. I hope that works.
So, yes, you're like Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon when he gave that dog treats, and then he actually ate some too, and then they became best friends.
Listen, I'm not going to tell you that I haven't eaten one. They are quite delicious.
That doesn't surprise me for some reason.
Especially the ones with the little red center. Go ahead. What?
And you didn't have any cheese in that back pocket?
Why you got to call me out? What's the purpose? I mean, we both know I have a fetish for cheese.
Right.
We know I look like a gigantic cheese stick.
You said it, not me.
Yeah,
but that explains why Sonny went after you. He wanted.
But I usually keep them in my front pocket, to make it look bigger.
Well, and I think he would have. Broken less skin if he bit you in that area. Well,
anyways, go ahead.
We'll do our best to protect you next week. We'll either sandwich you in between us, or put a bunch of pillows on you, or something.
Yeah, you will.
Or we'll make sure the dog is outside next week. And I do hope you're okay.
I'm perfectly fine. And I did mention, and I said, I was like, listen, I'm a visitor. That's the dog's home. I'm not coming in to that'd be like a shitty thing. A person who comes to your house does, like, hey, while I'm here, can you put Grandma outside too? She kind of talks too much.
Well, that could be painful too. I would throw Grandma. I love throwing my mother outside when she gets out of line, especially in the snow.
And they're always complaining, like, hey, I'm hungry. Hey, I'm cold. Hey, unlock the front door.
Exactly.
I hate when my children complain.
We only have them for child labor. That's the only reason.
Kidding me? Last night, a child labor. I can't get my kids to do anything. I was like, do you want to help me, get off the floor from dying from doing all the housework? You're funny.
Well, that's why I got my daughter a job, because now she'll learn how to do stuff, and then it'll, work its way into the home, and I can just lay back. Like Beansy, that guy Beansy does nothing.
Well, that's why he's having a kid, so this way he can have someone else cook for him when he's in his 90s.
Yeah. Oh, yep. When he's in his 90s, which will be the kid. So the kid will be around 10 at that point.
I was so going to say the same thing. But I think it's completely awesome that that your daughter's got a job and she's out, she's working, and she's has a sense of responsibility, and all these things that help a person become an adult. It's awesome.
Absolutely, I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, we're very excited about it. So thanks for that. So
well, as much as I would love to sit and chat, and I love you because you're so something. I got to go and listen to all the millions of viewers, and then I only think of the special three. Christina O'Flattery, and then you got Joan Krupiasher, and then you have DJ. Well, fucking. Anyway,
but our viewership increased by 2 since you called.
Holy these must be fans of people. These are fans of people who admire some of the fact that I can imitate. Hi, how you doing? I'm Jeff Bosey.
Well, keep working on that, and
I'm going to try. I'm going to try to get it down. It's not as good as my Frankenfooter from Pennsylvania transvestite impression, but it's almost a close similarity. Other than that, everybody have a terrific weekend. Tony, everyone at Knockem Dead, love you guys. Have a great one, and I'll talk to you then.
Thanks, pal. Appreciate the call. Appreciate the help. I needed it today. There's the horn. There you go. Jeff Bosey saving my ass today on this show. Hello, Molly. Which dog was it? No, Molly, it was Eric's dog. Sonny is his name. He bit Jeff on the buttocks. Right on the buttocks. Yeah. But he's okay, so we can laugh about it. So anyway, yeah, all right, so I appreciate Jeff calling in. Yeah, and he did mention the story that I was boring you guys with, being a proud daddy, talking about my daughter getting a job. So here's a picture of her working behind the counter at the concession stand. And that was her very first customer. And then there they are. So, Mom, if you're watching, I hope you just looked at the screen and saw the picture. Maybe I'll send it to you if you're nice to me. Okay, with that, I think I'm going to just get out of here. I've been boring you guys long enough since I'm here by myself. Before we hit the road, let me tell you, and he did say weekend. That's right, Joan, he did say weekend. Have a good weekend. Jeff Bosey, ladies and gentlemen, always a lot of fun. What a great sport. We pick on that poor guy so much. And he's always a good sport. And he did mention, as you guys heard, about a show that could be returning sometime in October. A show that used to be on here that Jeff may know something a little about. But so Molly says that's great. Congrats. Are you talking about Jeff getting bit on the ass? So, she's talking about my daughter getting a job. Thank you, Molly. Yeah, I'm very excited. Very proud dad moment. She's going to be working there every Thursday night from 5 to 9 at the Town of Oyster Bay Rec Center in Hicksville. So, so again, thanks to Jeff. Looking forward to some old friends returning back to Govs Radio. And also, as well, another old show returning, Comedians on Hockey, the original cast, Anthony DiDomenico, John Truson, and Chris Roach. I believe it's October 5th they're coming back. Don't forget Joey Petroni's show starting October 12th. I hope you guys have been enjoying Serenity Soul Sisters. That show had its second show last night. They're a lot of fun, and it's interesting stuff. Barbara, the main host, the one that's in here with Sallie, hosting the show, she's actually putting together another show that she's going to have in here, which is going to be nice. We got some other stuff that we're working on. And tonight at 9 o'clock, Films on Tap with Tim and the gang. So that's tonight at 9 o'clock. Live from Governor's Green Room returns next Saturday, not tomorrow. We're actually doing a murder mystery tomorrow night. Sallie and I have White Post Farms during the day. So come to White Post Farms if you got some young kids. Enjoy some fun shows and great food. You know what? Even if you don't have kids, the food there is fantastic. Come say hi to me and Sallie. We'll be there all day. The festival starts at 10. Usually ends in between 5:30 and 6. But, Sallie and I have a murder mystery to do tomorrow night. If you're free tomorrow night, you want to come see a fun murder mystery, it's in a town called New Hyde Park, which is pretty much Nassau-Queens border. Let's see. We're doing our Hillbilly Hoedown. It's a redneck wedding. It's on our website. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com, click on show dates, and you'll see it. But yeah, we're doing our redneck wedding. It's a Hillbilly Hoedown. $35 per person. Includes the show, includes heroes, sandwiches, salad, soda, water, coffee, homemade baked goods will be served. And it's a fundraiser for where is it? Oh, the Sallie Lodge. Sallie Lodge 2206. Fundraiser for them. They do lots of nice things for their community. Show doors open at 6:30. The whole event runs from 6:30 to 10. Going to be a lot of fun. They have around 100 people now, so that's definitely a decent sized crowd that we'll have fun with. It's a nice way to get out and enjoy yourself. And it's going to be a good time. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com. Again, click on show dates, and you can get the information there and where to get tickets. Or you can come to Governor's, Levittown, and see Jackie the Joke Man, who's headlining tomorrow night, or catch Anthony Rodia out east at McGuire's. He's playing there, I think, all weekend, I think. He's definitely there tonight and tomorrow. So that's the story. So Sallie and I are going to be dead. We're, got the White Post Farms Festival all day, on our feet all day. Murder Mystery at night, back to the festival on Sunday. So we're going to be in here in rough shape on Monday. So maybe we'll just put the cameras on while we sleep. I don't know. There you go. Films on Tap tonight at 9. Live from Governor's Green Room returns October 1st with me, Sallie, and Don. So, yeah, Films on Tap. And then then the next show would be us again, back on Monday. Sallie and me. I believe Sallie will be here Monday. I'm not sure. Monday at 11 a.m. We'll try to put a good week together for you. See who's around and wants to come in. Again, please share all our shows and the page, the Govs Comedy Club Radio YouTube channel. That's where we're trying to push everybody to go. Please share that info. And again, thanks for watching. And have a great weekend. Tell everybody you know about Govs Radio, all the great shows here. Films on Tap, Domestic Disturbance, Serenity Soul Sisters, The Wort with Mike and Pete and Steve, Steve Squared, Flip Tracks Radio, Put Up, Shut Up, Stand Up, or Donversations and Top Fives. That was not on last night. That's returning next week. That's going to be a good one. Top Fives next Thursday. Don Sill and Mark Riccadonna. Mark Riccadonna, who you can also see on Christie Unleashed. Another great show. So many great shows here at Govs Radio. Keep it locked here. Tell everybody you know. And I'm rambling. Everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Hopefully we see you at White Post or the Murder Mystery or